Hi everyone, I'm Artyom from Clarifai, and this is my lovely male cat, Belash. And today I want to talk to you about vibe coding and how you can use Clarifai. I work in data lifecycle team. How you can use vibe coding with Clarifai as a backend. And let's get into it. Okay, so what's Clarifai? Clarifai is an AI platform where hosting models on GPUs, and you can spin them up when you need to. So you can upload your custom models, but we're also hosting popular existing one, and here we are interested in GPT-OSS model. So you can see on the website, this is the independent benchmark. If you go into specifics, then Clarifai offers the most cost-effective and fastest model available over API, and that's what we want when we are vibe coding, right? Because the problem I had when I started using, let's say, Gemini 2.5, at some point during a weekend, I vibe coded so much that it exceeded like 500 euros, and it was really a bummer. I didn't get alert, maybe I misconfigured or something, and so it was a bit of a shocker to me. So after that I thought, well, we can try to use internally hosted models. Why should I rely on something so pricey? I'm not even talking about Claude and OpenAI and other providers, which seem very high cost. So if this is like the best quadrant to be in, how do you get started? Well, you need a VS Code extension. This is what I'm kind of developing at the moment. It's a fork of other tools, so it should be fairly straightforward. I have some code open here, but don't pay attention to that. Basically, you go to plugins and you search for Clare, and you can see my name here. It's not official, and so bear in mind it's not super high quality at the moment. I was developing it over the weekends, and what you can see here is just you type what you want and it will do the task. So what do I want? I want to something simple, right? So here I have some project where I have a bunch of React components as a showcase. I have this kind of a status component that I want to fix a little bit. And let's imagine I don't know much about it. So I come into the project and then I want to, let's say, change a background. So something simple. Find Canvas status component and change its background to white. So here I used a popular Super Whisper tool to convert audio to text. The Canvas status actually should be written together. Oh, and it should be in Clarifai web project. I'll add that. Repository. Right, and I'll start with planning mode, and we're off. While it's doing its job, you can notice how fast it works, and I'll talk about some configuration. So after you install it, you need to pick a model. In my case, it is GPT-OSS here. And you need to set the path token. That's usual authentication. You can get that path token from Clarifai settings. I think under security, you get that. So let's see, how did it go? So you can see the cost that was for this task. You can see how much tokens it used and the context window. You can see some interaction here. It's going back and forth. And now that it's sort of evaluated what it needs to do, I'll switch to act mode. You can sometimes see that this model is using its own, let's say, harmony format, which just a bit of technical details. Okay, you can see that like the background changed, so it seemed to have worked. Harmony format means that sometimes the model responses might fail. That's why I'm, honestly saying it's not bulletproof. But in this case, with this simplest task, it kind of worked. And I spent like, 1 cent on this. And bear in mind, this was also because of the way I had system prompt change. So it also tries to write the summary of what it did in this taskmd file. So that's what I like to do when I configure my my workflow. So I write what it needs to do, like where it needs to read documentation, how it needs to focus on its job. So basically, I want a result to be stored in a taskmd. Sometimes I use a to-do file to break down the task into subparts, or I use this summary as a result of some investigation, and then I just pipe this result into a new task. That way I can, break down more complex things into manageable, because context window, it's not the best, right? Like 128,000 tokens is still somewhat limiting. So you need to think how do you break down the task. And I think this was a nice demo of the simplest approach. And give it a try. Okay, so now let's take a look at the other simple example. This is a mini project that I work on. I have a research paper document here. It's pretty huge. I want to complete it, but I'm not sure did I miss something. So this is like a research paper on bees and analyzing bee behavior. Now what I want to do is I want to ask if I missed something, like maybe do a review of this research paper. So let's try to do that. Again, I'll switch to plan mode. Check this research paper and find any inconsistencies, fix grammatical errors, and give your opinion on the work. Right, so let's fire this off. Yeah, you can see just read this file and kind of again reiterates what it needs to do. I'll switch to act mode. Act mode usually is kind of allows to edit the file. And what I typically see in other agents is they try to create like checkpoints in between steps, or they try to tell the user that, hey, do you want to run this command, or do you want to explicitly, prevent something? So you get into these breaking workflow steps, which I don't like. I just give the full freedom to the agent, and then after it's done, I just review the work. That way, I feel it's more manageable, and I don't need to get distracted as much. So I did some changes. Let's like what I usually do in this situation. I just go to git diff and I compare what was changed or all right. So it feels like a lot of editing. I don't want that. I want to, in this situation, I'll just revert the changes and I'll go back and then so here I could just rerun the task or I can just copy paste the task and I'll slightly modify it to I'll avoid this grammatical error. Maybe I'll just keep find grammatical errors and I'll add do not edit the file and I'll fire it off again. Yeah, so I added that I don't want editing at the moment. That's my workflow. Yep, it just goes that I'll do that. Oh, it actually already does the analysis. Interesting. So you can see how this is beneficial also for researchers, like I'm trying to be a one. Repeated typographical errors, inconsistent use of tense voice, mixed British US spelling, citation formatting. I mean, yeah, I'm not native English speaker, so this is definitely a useful feedback. Inconsistent acronyms, section number gaps, okay. Grammatical errors, overall opinion. Okay, so you can see like a useful feedback, which I'll just apply and I'll try to fix this research paper. And yeah, talk to my research like reviewer to improve this even further. I think that was a useful second demo and give it a try. All right, so let's try a bit more complex example. This is a personal RPG game of mine, which is set in medieval Tallinn, so Estonia. So I have a character here, and yeah, when I run it, looks like this. So this is the intro, and then inside I can, you know, run around, go inside a forge. I can't go outside yet. And what I want to do, I want to change that this green bar would be something like a stamina. Maybe I'll add a health bar later, but right now I'm thinking, can I make it so that it decreases if I run? Just a small kind of experiment here. If this is doable. Yeah, let's try another task. Previously I was trying to fix that navigation from the from inside and outside the forge. So investigate the project and let's change the player character so that when it runs, the health bar decreases, and when he stops, it increases back. Right, okay, and switch to plan mode. You can see the namespace of this project. You can see that right, so now it doesn't know where the health is. Health bar, right, health bar. I mean, I don't know. Find it yourself. to read a file. Okay, so it went into, okay, detected there is this player Godot script, and it made some changes. I don't know if that is correct, but now, yeah, Godot detects there were some changes, reload from disk. Now I'll just rerun the project and see how. It's actually, yeah. When I'm standing, it's full. When I'm running, it like decreases. Well, we don't have a system where he basically dies because of exhaustion yet, but it's an interesting mechanic. I felt it would be fun to include. And yeah, it feels like this vibe coding Godot game kind of works, and the price for this, you know, interaction is just so tiny that it's well worth my time. So give it a try.